Initially, Delta Force seemed like the game to save us from the modern gaming drought, bringing forward a combined arms shooter game to directly compete with Battlefield, on top of the in-depth extraction style mode called Operations. Delta Force had great performance, provided some excellent combat situations, and very in-depth weapon customization system that attracts players from all different backgrounds. But after several hundred hours of gameplay, I fear the tides may be shifting in the wrong direction. Operator ability spam, terrible map rotations, laser beam gunplay, cheaters, and of course the dreaded MMR matchmaking system. Delta Force has been out for 3 months now, and during that time, we have received 2 maps, 3 guns, a new operator, and a handful of other changes. This all sounds fantastic, right? So what's the problem? How is Delta Force killing its own game? Hello everyone, my name is Zenna. If you're new here, I'm primarily a Battlefield content creator, but after 3,000 hours of 2042, I needed something fresh to play, and ended up on Delta Force for the time being. I really do enjoy this game. I think there are many positive aspects to the game, but unfortunately, I'm not here to talk about the positives. The sad reality is Delta Force's current state is subpar, and I know I don't speak for everyone, but many players in the community are feeling the same way. My goal is to share these concerns with all of you in hopes the devs will make the right changes. Also, just a quick disclaimer, all of these issues are focused around warfare, as I have not played Operations. If I get anything wrong, I apologize. I just had to make this video expressing my frustrations. Many of the issues I will talk about today have been around since the early playtest, so it's almost more concerning that months later, these issues still have not been addressed. For me personally, the operator ability spam absolutely ruins the entire game. I want an FPS game that focuses on gunplay, not operator ability spam. The crazy thing is, the gunplay in Delta Force is so close to being great, but with all the operator nonsense going on, it's hard to even enjoy the weapons. I mean, hell, 99% of my rounds involve me fighting for my life, trying not to get wallhack spotted and shot through smoke. There's nothing enjoyable about dying to zero skill mechanics that most of the operators utilize. Sonic traps, magnetic bombs, triple blasters, Uluru rockets, volt arrow, flashbang drone, riot shield, the list goes on and on. I understand deaths in combined arms games can be random, but Delta Force takes it to a whole other level. The unfortunate reality is the operators aren't going anywhere, so the devs need to find a way to better balance them. It's easy for me to sit here and complain about these issues, but how do they fix the ability spam? Simple answer is to increase cooldowns across the board. Make it so abilities are used way less. We already have 64 players in a lobby with objectives, vehicles, score streaks, and other random explosions. The last thing we need to worry about is 30 operator gadgets killing us or hindering our gameplay. I can't tell you how many times I've died because of the visual clutter on my screen, things like the flashbang drone or Shepard's sonic effects. It's an FPS game. I don't think I'm asking for much, wanting to be able to see what I'm shooting at. Additionally, make it so your cooldowns do not refresh after death. Lower skill players can literally contribute nothing to the team, spam Byron bombs or whatever ability, run in, die, respawn, and do the exact same thing. Players should not be rewarded for dying with refresh cooldowns and free spam that ruins the experience for everyone. I'm sure there is a more in-depth way to handle this, but I think you get my point. Something else I would suggest is the ultimate ability cooldowns. Make the ult charge slower, so realistically most players aren't using this ability more than 2 to 3 times a round. At the very least, this would reduce Luna wallhack spam, which the devs just seem to completely ignore. Last point on the operator abilities revolves around operations. Most people probably play this game for the extraction mode, and that's great. I have no issue with that. The problem is the operators were designed for this mode and not warfare. This is where things like riot shields, wall hacks, and other gadgets tend to feel overwhelming in warfare. They were designed to be played in teams of 3 over spread out spaces, not teams of 32 all crammed together in the halls of Shafted. Look, I understand there is no simple hotfix, but from where I'm sitting, the devs have just ignored most of these issues. Perhaps the operator abilities are intended to lead the gameplay, not the weapons, and if that's the case, my Delta Force journey has come to an end. One of my close friends has repeatedly told me Delta's priorities lie with the extraction mode, and at this point, he is absolutely correct. Delta Force is here to compete in the extraction shooter space. The Battlefield mode is simply a side quest. For some reason, us Battlefield players are always put on the back burner. We are never the focus. Even Battlefield's own dev team doesn't give a shit about us. Some of you might say, well, what about Battlefield Labs? They want to listen to community feedback. Look, I'm here to tell you, DICE, EA, or whoever doesn't give a shit what any of us have to say. You could have played every game for the past 20 years and know everything about the series, and they still would not care. I know it hurts, but it's the truth. We are just numbers to them, a statistic, another dollar to put in the bank. Next major issue for me and for many other players has to be the MMR matchmaking system. Now, the devs addressed this complaint saying that they don't have any, quote, advanced system in play like COD, end quote, but their MMR system separates players into two categories, new and experienced. Personally, I call BS on this statement, and I'll tell you why. Anyone else, when they queue up for a game, it says 63 out of 64 players, but it can never seem to find that last person. Then you get hit with the expanding matchmaking range, which is now putting you in higher ping lobbies just to make sure you're going against the most optimal enemies. After waiting for 4 minutes, you get hit with the craziest part. You load in and you find that the lobby is actually a 10v10. This MMR matchmaking system has no business being in quick play matches. Simply match players with similar ping and start the game. Stop overcomplicating this system. The question now is, what classifies someone as a new or experienced player? Is it simply playtime? Is it KD? Is it score per minute? The best that I can tell, the matchmaking works off of score per minute, and it punishes players who achieve a higher score. Well, you might be thinking, how does it punish them? It puts them, the higher score player on a team with players who don't know what they're doing. And it's forcing the high score player to sweat their butt off or else they will lose the game. The game is actively trying to keep players' win-loss ratio around that 50% mark by helping newer players and ruining the experienced players' rounds. And before you start roasting me in the comments for just trying to farm new players, I just want the record to show I have no problem playing against the best players in the world and competing. But guess what? I'm not playing in some grand tournament for millions of dollars. No. I get home from work and these are the lobbies that I'm put in. The matchmaking system ruins the fun for all players, good or bad. You want to know the really messed up part? Ranked and unranked play in the exact same lobbies. A perfect example of this, just recently, I got home, I hopped in some unranked, attack defend to record some footage for my map strategy video. I get put in the SBMM Delta Force Grand Finals, okay? I just got home from work. I'm playing against some of the top ranked marshals who constantly grind the game. Meanwhile, I'm walking around, just minding my business, recording parts of the map because I'm unable to do this in a private match. Now, regardless if I'm recording or not, I shouldn't be going up against the top ranked players in a regular round. To me, the solution is beyond simple. Remove any matchmaking system in place for regular warfare, for unranked. Queuing up for a regular round with your friends shouldn't be a chore, but it is. Let public matches return to their intended chill atmosphere. Stop trying to rig every round with stupid algorithms and matchmaking systems. You can use all that BS in ranked queues where it belongs. To me, this makes the most sense. People can enjoy your game in quick play, or if they want to take their experience to the next level, they can opt in for ranked where they will be matched up against similar or higher skilled opponents. This isn't rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. I mean, games had better matchmaking in 2007. That's going to wrap it up for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing for more content. Don't forget to drop a comment down below as well. I would love to hear some feedback from today's video. Also, I have read your comments about the map strategies video. I have begun to work on this series, but this will take some time. So I'm just going to have to ask you for your patience. Check out my social links in the description if you're looking for other places to follow me. And as always, thank you guys for the incredible support. I'll see you in the next one.